An armed hostile on a vessel in Plymouth Sound.
Pull the knife down now! Put the knife on the floor!
Right, y'all, welcome back to Combat Arms channel. Okay, so we've checked out the Ministry of Defense Police before on this channel, but today we're going to be checking out the Marine sort of equivalent, like the waterborne mod police. So this video is from Forces News. It's about 3.5 minutes long. So I kind of already just picture them being very similar to the US Coast Guard, especially since the UK is kind of just like one big island. I would imagine they would have like little pockets of these Marine mod police all over the UK. But I'm not really too sure, so hopefully this video gives us a little bit of insight. But of course, if you guys know a little bit more about this unit, then definitely throw it down below so we can learn a little bit more and get a little bit more educated about these guys specifically. But yeah, let's check it out. It should be cool. The Marine equivalence of everything just seems a lot cooler. Devonport. Not sure where that is.
The MOD police marine units are specialists on the water.
Okay. Okay.
So every person who joins the...
Okay, so he's rocking the HK MP7, which is nice. He's got a really high mount for that red dot sight. Normally, it couldn't be a little bit lower, so you could... It's called co-witness, which basically means the dot is the same as the iron sights. So if the dot fails, you could just use the iron sights. But, I mean, he can still use the iron sights under this, so I guess it works out. But it seems kind of uncomfortable, especially with that stock. But, okay, rocking MP7s for these guys. That already sort of, like, ups their credibility, I guess, because they have some nice weapons.
The Defence Police trains into the role profile of AFO, so it's Authorised Firearms Officer, CT, counter-terrorism.
Okay.
And then there are certain specialisms within MDP. We've got our waterborne or marine unit specialism, which deals with any sort of firearms incident with on the water and using our boats.
Okay, so just specifically firearms incidents. So like if there's a pirate that's attacking the coast or something, I'm not really too sure. I mean, of course you have like the SBS that are just like, yeah, we'll go and handle this one. So I wonder where these guys sort of draw the line when it comes to that sort of stuff. Because if there's firearms involved, then I would imagine more people are going to want to get involved, like the SBS. Maybe they might not have the same reach as these guys, but yeah, I kind of wonder where they draw the line for that.
Currently we're heading down to West Mud to start performing our marine unit tactics, which will probably be a suspect on a vessel which needs to be dealt with and apprehended in the safest, most efficient possible manner.
I'm glad they say it's a simulation.
An armed hostile on a vessel in Plymouth Sound.
Pull the knife down now! Put the knife on the floor! Hands on your head! Walk towards me!
This is kind of, okay, this is the difference in policing between the US and the UK right there. He's literally just one, like, if his arm slips, he's going to take like a knife in the face. So if this was in the US, this dude would have been perforated by now. So I'm kind of surprised they're kind of waiting that long to shoot. I mean, he's actively trying to stab this guy.
Pull the knife down now! Put the knife on the floor! Hands on your head!
Okay.
Walk towards me! On your knees! Support! On your knees!
I wonder if they have any non-lethal on them, like
pressure on
tasers.
First aid box.
And a stab victim. The MOD police are using this as a training scenario because the next time it could be real.
True.
We protect the naval base and its personnel, and we're here as a just in case there's any armed attack within the naval base or its personnel or ships or submarines.
So it doesn't look like, unless they have like soft armor or whatnot, it doesn't look like they really have much body armor. I mean, especially for a firearms police unit, I guess. I mean, in the UK, it's not as pertinent. You don't need everyone rocking body armor because you're not expecting people to have guns. But yeah, maybe they have like different loadouts or something, or maybe they just have like light soft armor because they are maritime. But yeah, it's kind of
basically we've been out there doing some tactics, doing arm-boarding of vessels, just in case we're called upon to deal with any such armed incidents on the water.
Hell yeah!
And they have a variety of vessels to do the job.
Okay.
You see behind me, we've got 3 14-metre launches, and at the far end we've got a pack, which is a Pack 24, which is one of our ribs. And if you can see over there, we've got a Delta, which is the orange one, and 2 Sea Riders as well.
Nice. Nice little.
The officers
vehicle
are
arsenal.
practicing a multi-vessel boarding, with one of the patrol boats acting as the hostile vessel. This
Dude,
tactic
that's
is
sick.
used when there is an immediate threat to life, so as many officers can assist as quickly as possible.
Okay. So is this the bad guy right here? Let me see. So that's pretty cool. You got to feel like a badass. This dude's kind of smiling a little bit because he probably knows he's looking like a badass right now. But like trying to fire from a ship, like firing on a ship is kind of awkward, but firing from like a small boat like this, especially a rib, is pretty difficult. So yeah, so this is the bad guy. They're kind of getting a little bit of crossfire-y because you can see this other boat is pushing up a little too far.
Officers can assist as quickly as
So I'm not sure which one's supposed to be the bad guy.
possible.
Oh, police, stay still! Oh, police!
This is just one of the many simulations that officers go through.
Okay.
They do this training every year over the course of 3 days to make sure all their marine tactics are up to scratch.
Wait, that's it? That doesn't seem like that much. Every year over the course of 3 days, so just 3 days out of a year? I'm sure they do more, but okay. I mean, I imagine for like larger stuff, they might have more planning to go into it, but even still, only a 3-day operation didn't seem too much. It would be cool to get these guys some practice with like larger vessels, but again, I don't know where the separation is between these guys and someone a little bit more like prominent like special forces or some other military unit. So yeah, that doesn't seem like that much, but again, I'm sure we're just missing a little bit. I'm sure they get a little bit more training on the side.
As well as the primary role of securing the naval base, the unit could be called upon to go anywhere in the country.
Regularly
Okay.
deploy with other agencies, whether that be military, other Home Office forces, Coast Guards, that kind of thing. So we do regularly, almost once a year.
So there is
seems
a
to be,
Coast Guard.
deploy with an agency of some sort. So deployed Olympics, G7, fairly high profile, that kind of thing really. Yeah,
Nice.
big kind of governmental issues that they need, the specialist capability of the MDP Marine unit.
Okay.
Versatile and primed, an essential part of naval base security and part of one of the largest marine policing capabilities in the UK. Bryony Williams, Forces News, Devonport.
That makes a little bit more sense then. If those guys are just dedicated to the naval base, then they probably won't need to do as specific of training. Now, in Kings Bay, when I was on that naval base, it was a naval submarine base. We had the U.S. Navy sailors there, and they're like the master at arms, kind of like military police, but they sort of specialize in other things. So we had like marine units, we had patrol units, and like the SWAT trucks and whatnot. And those marine units were pretty solid dudes. They looked very similar to this. They had very similar boats and whatnot, so they probably did very similar training. But generally, if there was like someone reacting on land, it would be the Marines that were going to deal with that, because we had Marines there as well, of course. So, okay, I guess it makes sense. People need to sort of know their lane and sort of stay in that. But like they're saying, I guess they can support other units. So I guess there is a Coast Guard. I'd like to see a little bit more about the Coast Guard, though, because that sounds kind of cool. So these guys, I imagine, just try and stay around the naval base unless they need to go and support something else. So makes a little bit more sense. But, okay, pretty cool. Again, if you guys have anything to add to this, definitely throw it down below. But it seems like they did a really good job of sort of like understanding everything, understanding their jurisdiction, showing off the kits, showing off their tactics and what they're actually used for and how they sort of do everything. But yeah, again, there's a big difference in policing. So some of this stuff is going to look very shocking from an American perspective, but I know it makes a lot of sense. There's a big difference in like the gun culture and whatnot. So I understand they're not going to be as worried about like people showing up with as many guns and stuff. So, okay, pretty cool. Let me know what you guys think about this unit. I think, again, anything that's maritime or like marine sort of focus, like waterborne focus, just generally looks a lot cooler, because you really need to be a mastery at what you're doing. Like if you're doing CQB, that's one thing, but if you're doing CQB on a ship when everything's moving and you have confined spaces, it's a whole nother beast. Even like fast roping and whatnot onto something like that, especially since everything gets super wet and you can like bust your ass all the time. So yeah, pretty cool video. Let me know what you guys think about it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, I love doing these short little reaction videos because it's kind of cool. We can pause it a little bit more and talk about it a little bit more. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. That is it for this video. I will see you all in the next one.